Now we have 3 halves, so we have an improper fraction, and we're subtracting 7/10. When subtracting fractions, just like when adding fractions, we need the denominators to be the same. So we can change 3 halves into 15/10. Then subtract 7/10 from 15/10. So notice what the equal sign really means here. We have 3 halves minus 7/10 equals 15/10 minus 7/10. The equal sign just means is the same as. So 3 halves minus 7/10 is the same as 15/10 minus 7/10. But we haven't got our answer yet. To do that, we subtract the numerators and keep the denominator the same, so we have 8/10. So let's see what we did here. We started with 3 halves, but we split our halves into tenths to make 15/10, then subtracted 7/10 to get 8/10 as our answer. So now, what is 7/5 minus 3/4? Well, 5 isn't a multiple of 4, so to make the denominators the same, we need to change both fractions. 20 is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 4. It's the lowest number in both times tables, so let's convert our fractions. 7/5 is the same as 28/20, and 3/4 is the same as 15/20. So let's rewrite our question as 28/20 minus 15/20, which gives us 13/20, because we subtract the numerators and keep the denominator the same. Again, let's see what we did here. So we started with 7/5. We subtracted 3/4, and that left us with 13/20. Or, to be more precise, we changed our 7/5 into 28/20. We subtracted 3/4, which is the same as 15/20, and that gave us our answer, 13/20. Now here we have 1 3/4 minus 7/8. Now subtraction is usually easier if we're subtracting from an improper fraction rather than a mixed number. And 1 3/4 as an improper fraction is 7/4. So 1 times 4 plus 3 is 7, our numerator, and the denominator stays the same. But that's 7/4, and we're taking away eighths. So we need to change our 7/4 into eighths. 7/4 is the same as 14/8. So we've changed 1 3/4 into an improper fraction, and then we found an equivalent fraction with a denominator that's the same. So now we can rewrite our question. Really, we have 14/8 minus 7/8, which is 7/8. So let's see what we did here. We started with 1 3/4, which is the same as 14/8. Then we subtracted 7/8 to get our answer, 7/8. Now pause the video and try 1 1/3 minus 1/2. We change our mixed number to an improper fraction, so we have 4/3, but now we still have denominators of 3 and 2, and we need the denominators to be the same, so we need to change both fractions. Now 6 is in the 3 times table and the 2 times table, so let's find equivalent fractions with a denominator of 6. 4/3 is equivalent to 8/6. 1/2 is equivalent to 3/6, so we can rewrite our question. So we changed 1 1/3 into an improper fraction and then found an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 6. So we have 8/6 minus 1/2, which we changed to 3/6. That gives us our answer, 5/6. So let's look at what we did. We started with 1 1/3. We took away half, and that left us with 5/6. Or to be more precise, what we really did was change 1 1/3 into 8/6. Then we worked out that 3/6 is the same as a half, so we took away 3/6 to give us our answer.